Hi guys, welcome to Sedani Food and Lifestyle channel. Guys, today I'm going to be making a coconut cakes. Some people call it coconut cake, others call it coconut Toto cakes. But anyway, coconut is involved and coconut milk. And normally for one coconut cake, it's usually 2 cups of flour. But I'm going to be making 3, maybe 3 and some. So whatever you're doing, if you're making one, you use 2 cups of flour. Or whatever the recipe calls for. I'm going to be putting the recipe also in the section of the video. So okay, so it calls for 1/4 pound of butter, 1/4 butter. Okay, so instead, because I'm doubling it, you don't really need a lot of butter in like coconut cakes and stuff like that, so I just put 1 1/4 stick of butter, and then you're going to cream your butter and your sugar together, and it calls for 1 cup of granulated sugar, but I like to use brown sugar. That's just me. So this is 2 cups, and because I'm making more than one, this is a full 2 cups here, so I'm going to put that in my butter right here. Okay, and that's 2 cups, and then I'm just going to put a half more cup of sugar in here because I'm making more than one. Okay, like I said, but I'm not going to use all 3 cups, okay, because I'm trying to lay off the sweets, and the people that I'm baking for, they're trying to lay off the sweets also. So instead of putting, for the third batter, instead of putting 1 full cup, I'm just going to put, let me see, like 2/3, okay? I'm putting 2/3 in here. Let me get rid of the sugar over here. And let me see. Usually I like to do things by hands, okay? My butter. You could melt your butter also if you want. Okay, as you can see, I have my butter and my sugar in here. Let me just break up my butter here. Okay, but you need to cream your butter and your sugar together. Okay, let me get that musher. Hold on a second. I'm going to use that. Where is it? And break it up. It's easy to break it up like this. Let's see. I could have melted my butter, but I don't want my butter to be melted. Yeah, I'd rather to mush it up. I do things the hard way. I do have a cake mixer, but it's really a pain sometimes to assemble it and stuff like that. So just do things by hand. I have a standalone mixer, so I use that. So I like doing it like this. Yeah, so you just mush your butter and your sugar together, okay? That has to be mushed together, so forth. Now that I'm finished with this part of it, let me just take all of that off of here. Get every single little batter that I can. I'm gonna put this to the side over here. I'm gonna get my pan, okay? So now you're gonna mix your dry ingredients, okay? So I'm gonna do my flour, and it calls for 2 cups of flour. And this right here holds 3 cups and 1/3. Okay, so if I'm doing 3 cakes, I need 6 of these. Okay, this is like 3 and 1/3. I'm gonna put that in here. Okay, let me get some more flour. Move this out of the way. Some flour in here. Let's see. That's 2 1/2. Let's put some. Let's see. That's 3 cups. I already had 1/3 in there, so let's take out a little bit here. Okay, so that's 3 cups. Get this out of the way. Put this away over here. I'm gonna throw that in here, okay? Good thing I have a deep bowl because that looks like a lot of batter. Okay, so that's my flour for 3 coconut cakes. And now I'm gonna add my dry ingredients, okay? So for my dry ingredients, okay, I need, it says 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, but because I'm doing 3 cakes, I'm gonna do more than 1. Let me get a teaspoon. This is a teaspoon right here. Let me see, my cinnamon, where's my cinnamon? My cinnamon is right here, okay? Let me see. This is too big to go down in here and I don't want to waste any, so let me get my 1/4 cup to spoon it in here. Okay, so that's 1. That would be for only 1 cake, but we're doing 3. 2. 3. Okay, that's the cinnamon right there. So like I said, you double everything. Okay, put this out of the way for the cinnamon, and then you need 1/2 teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. So the 1/4 would be this little thing right here, this little measuring cup right here. Let me wipe that off from the cinnamon. Okay, so it's 1/4 if you're doing 1. So I have some ground nutmeg here. Let's see. So I'm going to be using 3 of these because I'm doing 3 cakes. Okay, and this is 1/4. So that's 1, 2. This is almost finished. 3. Okay. That's finished. I have another one, but I don't need it because this one is ground nutmeg. I don't need that. Okay, so I put my ground nutmeg in there. Okay, I did my cinnamon. Okay, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder if you're doing 1 cake. But like I said, because I'm doing 3, it's gonna be 3 times 6 times this. Okay, there's 2, 3 is 6. So for 1 it would be 2 of these. Let me just measure this properly. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, get this out of the way. And then let me just mix all the dry ingredients together. Okay, make sure they're mixed in properly. That's why you always use separate bowls for everything, so it can gel nicely. Mix them all together like so. And it's really easy to make. The olden folks used to use the grated coconut, but you don't have to use that anymore. You have, in the supermarket, you have grated coconuts that are sell in packages. You have the sweetened version and you have the unsweetened version. So for this kind that I'm using, that I'm making, I'm going to be using unsweetened because I already have sugar in my batter. So, okay. So all the dry batter is mixed together nicely. Okay, let me put this out of my reach right here. Too many things in the way. And then I'm going to come over here. Let me just clean this off right here. Let me come over here. Okay, and then I'm going to get my eggs. And now it calls for 1 egg, but like I said, I'm doing 3. So I'm going to be using 3 eggs, which I have right here, like you could see. Okay, so let me get my dish. I hope this is deep enough to beat my eggs in and it doesn't spill. Let me see here. To take out the eyes out of it. And there's a piece of shell. That's why I like to break my eggs separately. I don't like to break it in my batter. I have to do everything separately. And especially just in case your egg is not good or something like that, then it won't spoil your batter, okay? So, yeah, so it's 3 eggs, okay? And I'm gonna beat my egg with my vanilla, okay? And for one cake, it calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So here's my teaspoon right here. Let me see. Oh, this is finished, so that's 1. It calls for 2, so I need 6, so that's 1 so far. Good thing I have another one. I need 1. Always use pure vanilla. I don't like imitation vanilla at all. Okay, I got it open. Okie doke. So that was 1 that I put into my egg. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this vanilla, to be honest with you, vanilla is like gold. Very expensive. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Get out of the way. Then I'm going to get my beater. And I'm going to mix my egg and my vanilla together. You could do it by hands, but I'm going to get my mixer. Mixer together. If I was using my standalone cake mixer, that would take forever. And I don't have time for that. Let's make sure this stuff fits in here perfectly. 1. Okie doke. That fits in there perfectly. Let's hopefully this dish is deep enough. Okie doke. I like that. Okay. Put this over here so it doesn't trip. So that's my egg and my vanilla beaten together. And now what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to combine my vanilla and my egg beaten to my sugar. Okay, so I'm going to add my vanilla and the egg to the sugar and the butter, which is over here. Okay. Put that all in here, like so. Let's see, like so. Good thing this dish is nice and deep. Let's mix it all together. I'm gonna beat that, and then it calls for 1.5 cups of coconut milk. Now the milk that I'm using is coconut, Jamaican choice coconut milk. You could use Libby's, you could use the Spanish version, whatever version you want to use, but I'm using this one, and my coconut milk is over here. So it calls for 1.5. Already opened it from this can, and this measuring cup holds 3 1.5 cup of milk. Okay, so for one it would be half of this, 1.5 cup of this. So I have 3 in here, so I'm going to use the entire cup of 3.5 cup of milk in here. And I'm probably going to have to open another one, and if I do need more, then I'll open it. Let's see how the batter takes it. This is 3.5. It asks for 1.5 cup for 1 cake, and this is like 3.5, but let's see how it does. Okay, let's beat that all together here. Okie doke. Okay, and now after all the wet ingredients are beaten together and stuff like that, okay, then you're gonna add your dry goods to it. Okay, and my dry goods over here, see, this pan is deeper than this one, so I'm gonna put it in here. It's a bit deeper, so I'm gonna put all that dry ingredients in here. Okay, all of that in here. Here, when you're making a lot of cake, you need a deep dish, deep pan. Let's just mix it all together like so. Okay, mix it like so. Let me just gel it all together before I mix it, okay? Get all that wet ingredients. So, looks good. Yeah, good thing I have my nice deep bowl. Let's see. It's my fork here. Take all of that off. I'm gonna mix it all together. Okay. So second to last. Okay, I usually put 1 tablespoon of grated ginger in there. You could use powdered ginger if you want, but I have grated ginger, and this says here it's almost 2 tablespoons. Now, for one, I usually put 1 tablespoon, but this is like 2, so I'm gonna have my grated ginger in there, okay, into my batter. Let's see if I could mix it all together. I might need more coconut milk because, like I said, for 1 cake it's 1/4, 1.5 cups of milk. This is 3.5 cups. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, so I'm gonna need a little bit more milk, so I just opened this can of milk right here. And lastly, before everything is mixed and baked, okay, you need 2 cups of grated coconut. So the coconut that I'm using, you can get it from your local supermarket. It's unsweetened coconut flakes, okay? Go Coco Loca, that's what it's called. Organic, wholesome pantry, but it's unsweetened, okay? So this is the brand that I'm using. I use other brand. And so this first cup that I have over here, this is 2 cups, okay? And for 1 cake, it calls for 2 cups. So I'm gonna add, this is like 1. Let me see how much more I can get out of this. And this is 2. And I have a little bit more. Pass me that one over here. What is this? This is 2/3 cups. Let me get some more coconut. Pass me that bag. This is a different brand. This is organic also. And this one is from Whole Foods. So I'm gonna, I love coconut, so I'm gonna use exactly 6 cups. Okey-doke. Yep. Wow. Look at that. Okay. So definitely I'm gonna need more milk in it. Let's see. This is a lot of coconut cake. That looks so good. I love the look of this. Get it all in there. All that batter. And I'm gonna add some more milk. Because before I only had 3.5 cups of milk. So add some more milk in there. Let me just do this. Let me just scrape it all together before I mix it. Put it all together. Make sure it's moist enough and it has enough coconut juice in it, okay? You have a lot of beautiful coconut flakes in there and it's all unsweetened. Okay. Yeah. That looks so good. Coconut cake is usually good with a nice cup of tea or milk. Whatever you like. Put a little bit more milk in there. Let it bake it and let it become nice and coconut. Okay, so now let me just try to blend it all together. Not too much blending, you know, because everything, like the most important part of the blending is the egg and stuff like that. I like my egg to be blended nicely. So now, let's see. Okay, that's gelled nicely together. Okay, so it has a nice consistency like you can see here. Let me get rid of that curtain. And I'm gonna be pouring all my batter into my pan. Okay. You're gonna be baking them on 400 degrees for like roughly 30 minutes because this doesn't take long to make, okay? So I'm gonna pour some batter in there. Put my other pan. Let me get my other pan. Okay, that has enough. Let's see if this one has enough in there. Yeah, has enough. Let me come over here. Okay, it has enough on it. Okay. And like I said, we're going to bake this at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. Okay. If you wanted, you could have lined the bottom of your pan, but I don't feel like lining the bottom of my pan. Let me just wipe my hand. This is messy. Okay. I'm doing one for my house, and my husband, he likes raisin. So I'm going to put some raisin in it. One. Okay. I didn't want to put raisin in the entire, you want all the raisin in it? Okay. I'm not a raisin person really, but it's raisin. So don't dig it to the bottom because you may mess up the butter and the flour that I put at the bottom. So this one I put raisin in it. So you could put raisin in it if you want to, or prunes or whatever. Some people do. I just put the raisin in his. Okay, so I'm gonna stick it in the oven for 30 minutes, like I said, at 400 degrees. So let me set my oven. Bake 430. 30 minutes. Start. Turn my light on. I'm gonna stick them in the oven. One is finished, and I'll show you what they look like. Okay guys, so my coconut cake is finished baking. Okay, and they're nicely baked, golden brown, you can see. Okay, this is the one that has the raisin that my husband wanted, and then these two are without raisins. Okay, it's done. So I'm just gonna cut a small piece and show you what it looks like inside. Okay, it's nice. I didn't put any paper underneath it, but it's still kind of warm. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, it's nice and it's warm. Okay guys, so this is how you make your coconut cake, okay, with all the ingredients that I showed you. And I'm gonna put the recipe below, okay, in the video. And yeah, go ahead and make your coconut cake or Toto with the ingredients like I showed you. You can make 1, or you can make 3, or you can make 4. Just double your ingredients. So please like, share, and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching. Okay, happy coconut cake making. Bye.